Welcome to Soothing Pod's meditation. In this meditation, we will gently begin to open our hearts to a deeper sense of trust in the universe. Even amidst the difficulties and disappointments that arise in life, there comes a time when we naturally feel called to open with trust to whatever is here. To get settled in, find a comfortable seated position using any cushions or blankets you need for support. Close your eyes, gently straighten the spine, and let your hands come to complete rest wherever they are comfortable. Take a full, deep breath into the base of the belly, and then let it back out. Another deep breath in and out. One more full breath in, and then let it back out with a sigh. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm as you let it ground you into this present moment. Despite what may have come before this moment, and despite what may or may not happen in the future, see if you can open your heart to the now through mindful breath awareness. And then tune into your physical body, noting if there are any areas of tension. And then see where you might safely and gently invite this tension to soften. Let every muscle of the body relax where it's possible to do so. And then come back to the breath. Trusting the universe can be a tall order. In some moments, it will feel quite natural to do so, while at other points in time, trust in the flow of life could not feel any further from reach. This idea that we can open with greater trust in the universe is not designed to deny the pain, difficulty, or disappointments that arise in life. We might still struggle to find meaning in death, in illness, or in other things not going our way. However, if we feel called to consider our lives from a broader perspective, we might surrender control and trust that even if things don't make sense, there is something larger at play. In the words of Viktor E. Frankl, we must never forget that we may also find meaning in life even when confronted with a hopeless situation, when facing a fate that cannot be changed. It is not necessary to know what the meaning of our trials is right away. But if we open our hearts to the universe with patience and love, we might find a peace resting beneath the surface of our difficulties. Frankl continues, "For what then matters is to bear witness to the uniquely human potential at its best, which is to transform a personal tragedy into a triumph, to turn one's predicament into a human achievement." So, I invite you now to take a few moments to come back into the body by watching the breath as it enters and departs your lungs. Stay connected with the breath for a little while longer. And if you notice any thoughts arising about things being good or bad, right or wrong, or should not be happening, see if you might soften these assumptions as you open up to the mystery of the universe. In other words, is it possible to surrender the mind that believes it knows how things should be? Is it possible to let go of control and, with love and trust, open to whatever is here right now? Let your breath ground you anytime the mind wanders away from openness and trust. Now, drawing your attention to the heart space as you breathe, I invite you to repeat the following words. I trust the mysterious flow of the universe. I find opportunity in the wake of difficulty. I honor what is here, surrendering to this moment with love and courage. Now, draw your awareness to the belly. And then take a deep breath in, letting the stomach expand completely. And when you exhale, release a deep sigh if that feels natural. One more full, deep breath in. And release completely. Let your breath come back to its natural flow before we close this practice. Root yourself through the surface beneath you. And when you feel ready, gently open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed today's meditation. See you again.